Namaste. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Today, we come together to explore what it truly means to display bravery and resilience, even in the face of adversity. On behalf of our chairperson Priya Gazdar and her committee, I, Sujita Chityala, Honorary Secretary of Flow Hyderabad, extend a warm welcome to our esteemed speaker, Captain Yashika Tyagi, celebrated for her remarkable courage and leadership in the Indian Armed Forces, our distinguished past chair, special invitees, and fellow Flow members. May I now request everyone to please rise for the national song.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujala Sufala Malayaj Sitala Sasya Shamala Mataram Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Shubhra Jyotsnam Pulakitayamini, Pullakusumita Dhrumadala Shobhini, Suhasini Sumadhura Bhashini, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Gayatri. I now invite Flow Chairperson Priya Gazdar, our distinguished speaker Captain Yashika Tyagi, and our Flow past chairs Usha Rani Manne, Rekha Reddy to step forward for the lamp lighting. I request Gayatri Rao, Vandana Shete, Ananda UVL, Shachi Maheshwari, Archana Bhagat to join for the group rendition.
A tribute to all the soldiers and a special dedication from behalf of Flow for you, Captain Yashika. खूब लगा लो नारा, ये शुभ दिन है हम सबका, लहराओ तिरंगा प्यारा, पर मत पूछो सीमा पर वीरों ने है प्राण गवाए, कुछ याद उन्हें भी कर लो, कुछ याद उन्हें भी कर लो जो लौट के घर ना आए, जो लौट के घर ना आए। है मेरे वतन के लोग जरा आँख में भर लो पानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी।
ऐ मेरे वतन के लोगों जरा आँख में भर लो पानी,
जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। जब घायल हुआ हिमालय, खतरे में पड़ी आजादी। जब घायल हुआ हिमालय, खतरे में पड़ी आजादी। जब तक थी सांस लड़े हो,
जब तक थी सांस लड़े हो, फिर अपनी लाश बिछा दी।
संगीन पे धर कर माथा, सो गए अमर बलिदानी। I think you all can join.
शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी,
जो
शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी।
थी खून से लथपथ काया, फिर भी बंदूक उठा के 10-10 को एक ने मारा, फिर गिर गए होश गवा के। तो समय आया तो जब अंत समय आया तो कह गए कि अब मरते हैं।
जब अंत समय आया तो कह गए कि अब मरते। खुश रहना देश के प्यारों, खुश रहना देश के प्यारों, अब हम तो सफर करते हैं, अब हम तो सफर करते हैं।
क्या लोग थे कैप्टन जैसे, क्या लोग थे वो दीवाने, क्या लोग थे वो अभिमानी। Come on everybody.
जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी।
तुम भूल न जाओ उनको, इसलिए कही ये कहानी।
जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी।
जय हिंद की सेना,
जय हिंद की सेना, जय हिंद
everybody.
जय हिंद।
May I request Priya, our chairman, to please come forward and join this song. It's okay, you just join us. The spirit is important. She has a wonderful voice. She's been traveling and she's had a jet lag, but then yes, she has the spirit and she will do it wonderful. Yeah, come. मेरा कर्मा तू मेरा Everybody. हर करम अपना करेंगे, हर करम अपना करेंगे, ए वतन तेरे लिए दिल दिया है, जान भी देंगे, ए वतन तेरे लिए। Everybody. दिया है, जान भी देंगे, ए वतन तेरे लिए। तू मेरा कर्मा, तू मेरा धर्मा, तू मेरा अभिमान है। महबूब मेरे, तुझ पे दिल कुर्बान है। ए वतन महबूब मेरे, तुझ पे दिल कुर्बान है। हम जीएंगे और मरेंगे, ए वतन तेरे लिए। Can we have the audience? Or can we have Madam to sing? Please come. Please come, ma'am. ए वतन तेरे लिए दिल दिया है, जान भी देंगे, ए वतन तेरे लिए है, जान भी देंगे, ए वतन तेरे लिए। हर करम अपना करेंगे, ए वतन तेरे लिए दिल दिया है, जान भी देंगे, ए वतन तेरे लिए, ए वतन तेरे लिए, ए वतन तेरे लिए। बोलो भारत माता की जय। थैंक यू।
Thank you, everyone. It was like a goosebump moment for everybody sitting right there. Thank you, everyone, for the mesmerizing musical performance that has kindled our patriotic spirit and set the tone for this evening. I would like to mention the performance will continue after the vote of thanks, and everybody is welcome to join in. I request Chairperson Priya Gazdar to deliver her welcome address.
I think I'm getting more than a little emotional there. I think these songs, these lyrics, this tune, and if you remember who sang it, all these things are so much ingrained into our spirit of nationalism. I think we owe it all to all our patriots, to all our freedom fighters who've given us this life to live today. So I would just like to start with saying a big thank you and dhanyavad to all our forefathers who've built modern India. Namaste and good afternoon. Our guest speaker, Captain Yashika Hatwal Tyagi, special invitees, past chairpersons, Flo and YFlow, and my dear members. What drives heroes to put everything they've worked so hard for, their families and their own lives at stake during an anti-terror operation? What compels a pilot to delay an ejection so he may save lives on the ground even though the delay means certain death for him? What pushes a sailor to willingly venture into harm's way if it means the oceans are just a fraction safer for us? One of Mahatma Gandhi's lesser-known quotes perfectly captures how those in the armed forces regard acts of courage. Fearlessness is the first requisite of spirituality, Cowards can never be moral. Our soldiers, our sailors, our air warriors remain in a constant state of mission alert even in peace times. Counted amongst the world's most professional and capable militaries, it is difficult to fully understand their acts of heroism and fearlessness. As citizens who enjoy the fruits of their labor and their sacrifices, we must hear stories of the unparalleled challenges and operational environments in which our defenders operate fearlessly, and what drives them to accomplish any mission, anywhere, anytime. May India never forget her most fearless. May we never fail to bow our head to those who put our lives before theirs every single time. It is therefore with great humility that I express my gratitude to Captain Yashika Hatwal Tyagi for accepting my request to narrate her stories of courage under fire in this Independence Day month. Thank you, Captain, for being with us here this afternoon. She's traveled all the way from Dehradun. She's here for 2 nights with us. Thank you so much for sparing that kind of time for us. I will take a few minutes before we call you on stage to quickly run through all that July has been and seen at Flow Hyderabad. We started the month with a knowledge session on how Titan's ethos and strategies are driven by the famous Tata values to achieve market leadership with Suparna Mitra, CEO, Titan Company Limited. We followed it up with a deep dive into the creative and marketing strategies adopted by the fashion industry to sustain and thrive. Namrata Joshipura, acclaimed global fashion designer, and Aparna Roddam, creative strategist for designer brands, took us through the nuances, sharing practical and meaningful insights. On the economic impact front, as part of our MOU with NIMSME, we facilitated workshops by 4 of our members, Usha Rani Manne, past chair, Sujita Chittiala, honorary secretary, Radha Rani Sunkara, advisor economic impact, and Radhika Agarwal, EC head Growth Forge. They were talking with probationary officers of the IES cadre and DC MSME officials respectively. We are proud to contribute to such impactful initiatives and remain committed to fostering a supportive ecosystem for MSMEs. Next up was an online session on legal compliances to be considered to conduct e-commerce business and social media marketing safely and smartly via our knowledge partner Tatva Legal. The first in the series of workshops being conducted as part of the Mindshare storytelling program nudged the attendees out of their comfort zone, compelling them to vocalize thoughts, exchange views, and express without inhibitions. It was delightful to see the cohort participate actively and derive value from the 120-minute session. The expectation is now sky high for the next session. On the social impact piece, we organized an interactive workshop for 250 students of Mehboobiya Junior College, wherein they learned simple techniques to sharpen their memory skills and enhance their learning capabilities. My thanks to memory coach Pooja Sharma, who's with us today, for having taken this up for us, and I'm hoping she will do something for us too. Pooja? She was excellent, and I think we need to have her teach us how to hone our memory skills. We will come to it soon. The third in the series of workshops for trainee nurses dealt with embracing a positive and joyful mindset given the stress of their job profile. The goal of the workshop series is to equip nurses with the social and emotional tools that will help them thrive in their demanding roles, ultimately benefiting the broader community that they serve. The EC meeting for the first quarter saw all our vertical heads presenting their reports for the 3 months gone by and their plans for the upcoming 3. I would like to congratulate and thank all our change makers for the expansive body of work accomplished. There's a lot more to be done, and all shall be done. Saving the best for almost the last, Flow Style Tattva 2024 kept the torch of Flow Hyderabad's annual signature event burning bright. Hailed unanimously by both visitors and vendors for the curation, presentation, and unique features such as the Udyam registration and MSME help desk, the Flow Assisted Entrepreneurs Pavilion featuring weaves and crafts from around Telangana, and the Telugu Food Pavilion, it was a runaway success. Let's applaud the principal team of convener Pratibha Kunda, co-conveners Padma Somireddy and Sudha Moola, Lehar Agarwal, Deepthi Donkeshwar, Rekha Kimti, Radhika Sriram for their exemplary and consistent steering for almost 4 months. And the teams of core and finance support, social media, events, MSME SSL, Sakala, all EC heads, committee members, and members out of the changemakers who stepped in to strengthen our processes and delivery capabilities. Gratitude to mentors Manjula Reddy and Rekha Lahoti for their guidance and show of support. To the office team of Lavanya, Hitesh, Asim, and Varun for their unwavering performance over months of hard work. Thank you to you, our members, for being there with family and friends and for your glowing reviews. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to present the Flow Story, Ethos and Ecosystem to a delegation of Asian and African dignitaries at NIMSME, at the end of which a few of them asked actually if they or their organizations could become our members. Which now brings us to the next big event on the radar, our annual chapter retreat, to a place where man walked the Indian soil first, to a city steeped in history, to a destination whose cultural uniqueness remains unrivaled to this day. Can we have the video, please? I'm really looking forward to it. It is so full of history and ancient history. You guys should be there. But like I said, it's almost like a chartered flight. We have just 80 seats. And when the registration form comes out, fastest finger first, please. Thank you. My thanks to mentor Kamini Saraf for her invaluable inputs and support as we put this whole thing together. With that, let me invite Treasurer Flow Hyderabad, Shilpa Raju, to introduce our glorious guest speaker, Captain Yashika Hatwal Tyagi.
Thank you, Priya. I request our esteemed speaker, Captain Yashika Hatwal Tyagi, and our chairperson, Priya Gazda, to please grace the dais. And I request our chairperson, Priya Gazda, to please felicitate our esteemed speaker for the day. Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor for me to introduce an exemplary woman who has blazed trails in the Indian Armed Forces and beyond. Captain Yashika Hatwal Tyagi, an alumnus of the prestigious Officers Training Academy in Chennai, was commissioned into the Indian Army Ordnance Corps in 1994. Her career is marked by numerous groundbreaking achievements, including being the first woman officer from the logistics branch posted to high altitude and extreme cold climate areas, notably the Siachen Glacier. During Operation Vijay, Captain Yashika was the first woman logistics officer in a battle zone, ensuring critical supply chain management. She has also made significant contributions off the battlefield, raising and successfully executing projects under the Ministry of Defense in counter-insurgency areas, and advocating specially abled children as the principal of Asha School at Danapur Cantonment, Patna. Captain Yashika's inspiring journey has been recognized at highest levels. On Republic Day 2023, she became the first woman veteran to salute the President of India during the parade at Kartavya Path. In August 2023, she was honored as an Asmita icon by the Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, for her inspirational role in the armed forces. Beyond her military career, Captain Yashika is a distinguished speaker at Josh Talks and TEDx, a sought-after defense analyst, and a storyteller on her YouTube channel Shaurya Tales, where she shares the valorous stories of Indian Armed Forces heroes. Please join me in welcoming Captain Yashika Hatwal Tyagi, a true embodiment of courage, resilience, and leadership. I now request our esteemed speaker to take the session forward.
I always start my session with, how is the Josh? पर आज ये पूछने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है, because the amazing songs that were rendered here, तो जोश is skyrocket. आज तो फिर भी पूछना बनता है, how is the Josh? ये दोबारा गाने के लिए आ सकते हैं प्लीज आप लोग? How is the Josh? Oh, ladies का जोश हमेशा ही हाई होना चाहिए, because we are the force. And in military we say, women are force behind the forces. Without women, nothing moves. Women is the spine on which Indian Army moves. That is the power of women. Not only women officers, but I'm talking about the spouses of Indian Armed Forces. So thank you so much for inviting me over, Priya ji. I cannot even begin to tell you how indebted I am to you. Because very few times one gets a chance to be among a women's only group. And that also a women's group that is power personified. You are all survivors. You are all breaking the stereotypes. And you are all going beyond your comfort zones. And you are all here because you have tried to make a name for yourself, which is beyond the identity that only society gives you. So you have fought for yourself. You have fought for that identity, and for that I bow down in front of you. For that spirit, please accept my compliments, and a huge round of applause for all of you. See, when society accepts the women as a power, the barriers start falling. But when women understand what women power is, that is when the changes happen. So when you understand where you come from, whose daughters are you, what are you carrying, what genetic base you are carrying, because it doesn't happen overnight, right? So this strength and this power that is in you. I was speaking to a lady just before this session started, that we may come from any social background, we come from any professional background, but at the end of the day, the challenges that a woman faces are intrinsically same. Our challenges are the same. And so today, in this session, for next about 40 minutes or so, I would try to share with you various stories. People ask me, in my 28 years plus of career, what is a very important thing, a highlight point that I have seen consistently being repeated across various work domains. So I have worked with armed forces. After hanging my boots, I have worked with Ministry of Defense projects. I have worked with international universities and word schools and school for specially abled children. I have seen a thing very consistent, and that is the power of leadership. So companies come, companies go. Companies prosper, companies fail only because of the leadership quality of the executives. So when people speak about armed forces, even when you are telling your child a story, the first image of a warrior that comes to the mind is of a man. That is a social conditioning. You always think of a warrior as a man. But if you try to put that thought into a child's mind that a warrior is a spirit and not a gender, and so anyone who is fighting for a cause is a warrior, your child is going to become, a term that is very Instagrammable these days, and that is green flag. Oh my God, your boyfriend is a green flag. Oh my God, he's a green flag. I say make your son's green forest. Make your son's green forest. And what you are, you put that inside your child. That it is the spirit that counts and body is mere carrier. When I joined armed forces, things were very different back then. Extremely different. And what I'm speaking about is about 31 years back. Way back in 1994, there were just handful of women. Mane samudra mein boond ke barabar. I am 77 number lady officer. By that I mean that not even first 100 were there. In millions strong, testosterone-driven, alpha male domain, you have these delicate 5-foot-something girls coming in, wearing the same uniform, stars twinkling on the shoulders, and you are demanding a salute. Because it was so new that people had to do a double take. I still remember in my unit, in my first unit, there were these Sikh gentlemen, 2 jawans, 7-footers, pagdi wagdi laga ke, ekdam lambe chaude. And in front of them, I came walking, and they actually bent down to look at me like this. And they actually thought that shayad ye koi fancy dress hai. A child is wearing, because see, 1994, I am 72 born, you do the mathematics, what is my age? And people are looking at me with that young, एक आपका young age का एक look और होता है. And when you are coming straight out of academy, all your body statistics are wonky, right? There's no fat on your body. So people are actually looking at you as to who are you? And you stand in front of them, let them feel that what they are seeing in front of them is of course an officer of Indian Armed Forces, and you just point at your shoulders and you say, Jai Hind. And click, their heels went and a smart salute came, Jai Hind. But that Jai Hind, the story is 30 years. So they were in a, flummoxed. इनको मैडम बुलाना है, इनको सर बुलाना है, इनको क्या बुलाना है? But the journey from madam to sir, let me tell you, I care two hoots about feminism, but my jawans, when they called me sir, I felt it's the best compliment for me. Because in that alpha male domain, they had tested me, tried me, given me situations, made it difficult for me, and saw how I came up and reacted, not reacted, how I responded to situations. And I'm so glad that this changeover from madam to sir came in middle of the battle, and that was Battle of Kargil. And this changeover came at a time when I was at the height of my femininity. I was 6 months pregnant. In a battle zone, wearing my combats, holding my gun in my hand, going around and asking people, are you okay? Issuing them their guns and their ammunitions. Making sure that the fuses or the ammunition that they have matches. Making sure that they are equipped with the special clothing to make them survive in that minus 20 degrees or minus 16 degrees of temperatures. When you see a pregnant lady walking, only doing her work, not as a man, not as a woman, but working only as a soldier of Indian Army, that is when you have proved your mettle. So why I'm telling you this story? I'm telling you this story because life will throw challenges at you. And I see very experienced ladies here who have given many years to their dream. You will agree with me that nobody wants you to succeed. Nobody wants you to succeed. World wants you to fail. People want you to fail. It is only a very small group, just your very close people who will give you that josh and that support. The world does not want you to succeed. You will have to bring it from within to stand up against all of that. You will have to surround yourself with the kind of people who support you, who put that faith back in you and say you can achieve your dreams. I have been standing in a parade ground and aborted once. Just standing there, and my water broke. I aborted. But I did not shake. Because I had already told that I am pregnant, I may not be able to come for this particular activity. But what I was told? Oh, you are a woman. Women have this. In middle of war, what will you do? You will say you have periods? You will say you cannot run? Oh, women. And then you are already looking behind your shoulder and you are seeing, oh my God, it is not me. Because today if I do not perform, there is a long line of girls that is going to face this trauma. And you say, I will do everything. So I stood there. I did not break. They only came with vehicles and took me to hospital. I was put on oxygen, I was whatever. But what I'm trying to say is, it takes sweat and blood. In my case, it was sweat and blood literally, because what domain I'm working in works for this. In your domains, war zones can be different. So my dear women, it is my duty to share with you certain things that I feel I must share. I must share with you. You make your own cohort. And today I was speaking to the lady at Anagha. And we were speaking about women. And we said that man is sometimes scared of strong women. Man is sometimes scared of strong women. But let me tell you, when man is scared of strong women, they unite. They make a close man's club. They want to put us out. But then that is what we are conditioned for. We will fight through it. और नहीं तो यूं झाड़ो, आगे बढ़ो, Mine is sky and mine is the glory. But story is not over. When I say that men close rank and make a man's club, it is the women inside who will give you that cold shoulder and a cold treatment, and a jealousy will start building around you. So, the same complex that unites men divides women. We are not together in each other's success. And so, for a strong woman, it's a lonely road up there. It's a very lonely road. ना आप इधर हैं, ना इधर आपके कोई साथ है. So when we have this amazing group here, and like you, there are various flow chapters, my dears, please celebrate each other's success. Please help each other. There are many young faces. Introduce them to impactful circles. Be their mentors. The people who have been there, done that, please share your hacks with them. How to juggle work, life, family. There are so many things you can do. A simple thing, teach them how to impactfully introduce themselves. A very small thing, but makes huge difference. Let me give you an example. If I have to introduce myself and I say, hello, I'm Yashika. Hello, I'm so-and-so. That's one take. If I say, hello, I'm Yashika Hatwal Tyagi, an army officer. Okay. It will go, conversation will go little further. If I say, I am Captain Yashika Hatwal Tyagi, Kargil war veteran, the discussion will go little further. But if I say, I am Captain Yashika Hatwal Tyagi, Kargil war veteran and a military-inspired leadership coach, whoa, business opens for me. So, introduce yourselves impactfully. It is very important as women. And this is survival. Someone asked me, I think आपने पूछा था, that you juggled so many things. Was challenge thrust on you? Or did it come naturally to you? Let me tell you. You are always born out of the experiences you have in your life. Nothing happens as a coincidence here. All your choices are here, genetically inside you. Or the environment when you grew up. जब थोड़ी देर पहले गाना गाया और आपने कहा क्या लोग थे वो अभिमानी. You know, I just have the image in front of my eyes that when my father's mortal remains came home, हमारे घर के सामने एक ट्रक आया, मिलिट्री ट्रक. पूरा शहर सड़क के दोनों तरफ लाइंड अप था. गेंदे के फूल से, मैरीगोल्ड फ्लावर्स से वो ट्रक सजा हुआ था. And my father's mortal remains came. So army people gave salute. We did not know what is happening. I lost my father at 7 years. My mother was a young widow of 33 years. We were 3 sisters. We had no support. Only support came from Indian Armed Forces, who took us into our fold. They became our extended family. But a young widow had nothing to fall back upon. And she vowed that I never wanted a role of a provider, but it has been thrust upon me. जब आप काम कर रहे हैं और खुशी से काम कर रहे हैं, एक अलग प्रोग्रेस है. लेकिन जब आपके ऊपर एक काम थोप दिया जाता है and you have no choice, it starts feeling like a cage. Every single day you are reminded of, I would not have worked like this had it been happy times for me. So when you are amongst women, when you are speaking to, I was just seeing in the AV that was shown, you work with so many groups. Please tell the women, working should not be a forcefully thrust thing on you. Your work should define your personality. So, army creates women in a very different way. Let me tell you a story. There was a great warrior by the name Captain Hanifuddin. Captain Hanifuddin was fighting a very dangerous battle in the Battle of Kargil. सामने से पाकिस्तानी, इधर से हम, पाकिस्तानी पहाड़ी के ऊपर और नीचे से चढ़ते हुए फौजी जवान. If you see those mountains, those who have been to the area of Kargil and you've seen Tololing and Tiger Hill, you will see that there is not a speck of grass, no tree grows. There is nothing that you can hide behind. And in military we say that the ratio is 1:6. That is, अगर पहाड़ के ऊपर एक जवान है दुश्मन का, तो नीचे से आपके 6 लोग चढ़ेंगे, तब जाके शायद एक आदमी जिंदा ऊपर पहुंचेगा. You willingly put your life to that. You know it is a battle. It's a lost battle for me. I probably may not survive. But you are there as a team and you're walking on ahead. So Hanifuddin was leading his team. Hanifuddin came from Bihar regiment. And in Bihar regiment, the war cry is Raja Ramchandra ki jai. That is what is when we say that army does not have any religion. Your religion is the religion of your jawans, the troops that you are leading. So, Raja Ramchandra की जय बोलते हुए ये जवान आगे बढ़े. ऊपर से दुश्मन की गोलियां आ रही थी, यहां से हम जवाब दे रहे थे. Hanifuddin fought bravely and led his men. But Hanifuddin got a bullet which made a fatal wound. We lost Hanifuddin. Story doesn't end here. Hanifuddin's body could not be retrieved. Hanifuddin's body kept lying there in front of everyone. When his jawans would go to bring the body back, Pakistanis would fire. They did not allow his body to be brought back. They were mocking Indians. आओ, तुम्हारे सांप को ले जाओ. And moment they would go, they would fire. So now they were getting more injuries. Right at this time in New Delhi, our Chief of Army Staff of that time, General Ved Malik, went to meet Hanifuddin's mother. He saluted to the warrior's mother and said, मुझे बहुत खेद है इस चीज का. It is on my conscience that I cannot bring your son back to you right now. It may take some time. But the warrior mother said, General Sahab, I have already lost my son. Whatever you do will not make my son come back to me. Please let him be where he is. Do not send other sons just to retrieve my son. Don't do that. But एक प्रॉमिस आप मुझे दीजिए कि जब ये जंग खत्म हो जाएगी, आप मुझे उस जगह ले जाएंगे जहां मेरे हनीफ ने आखिरी सांस ली थी. He said, ma'am, done. That I will do. So after some time, when we defeated Pakistanis, we won that post जिसके ऊपर दुश्मन बैठा था. Hanifuddin's body was brought back and it was given the due burial. But look at that mother, the warrior mother. When I speak of warrior mothers, I always think of my mother. 33-year-old young widow whose education is not complete. She looks at her 3 daughters. She goes to the bathroom and she cries and cries and cries. जब हम छोटे थे तो ये एक साउंड बड़ी कॉमन थी हमारे घर में, बाथरूम से कुछ आवाज आने की. लेकिन हमें कभी समझ में नहीं आया कि ये बाथरूम से आवाज क्यों आती है. After some time we realized that that was the only place where mother could cry her heart out, because when she would come out, she would be normal for us. What is happening inside her? She did not know how to sign a check. She had no signatures till then because she had never signed any document. She did not know बिजली का बिल कैसे भरते हैं. जब घर की छत टपकती थी तो शी डिड नॉट नो whom टू अप्रोच, तो हम लोग सब वो डब्बे लगा देते थे, थोड़ा पानी उसमें आएगा. Slowly, gradually, she started getting hang of things. But she told us every single time, you girls will live the life of a strong, independent woman. There will be no conversation about marriage. And mind you, till we completed college also, there was no conversation around marriage. Because that was what our mother told us. कि जब तक आप फाइनेंशियली इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं हो, कोई शादी की बात नहीं होगी. She did not want that same thing to happen to her daughters if, God forbid, we fall through the same circumstances. So what you do, how your life is built. So what this young mother did, she worked very hard. Okay, every mother works. What she did very smart was, she allowed her daughters to take part in every activity of the school. May it be sports, may it be NCC, may it be dances, may it be debate competition, may it be school में सुबह खड़े होकर news पढ़नी है. Everything. She made us do everything. So slowly, gradually, our mind said, we can do everything. बस maths मत करवाना. बाकी I can do everything. So, couple of years down the line, this single mother, single-handedly, who was offered an outhouse in her in-laws' home, took it upon herself. She made her elder daughter a doctor, MBBS, MD, who worked with naval hospitals, got married to a naval officer. I came into army. I got married to a para-commando, an army officer. My youngest sister is a serving Air Force officer and married to an Air Force officer. That is the power of woman. And that is why I always feel that had my father been alive, even he would not have been able to achieve what a mother single-handedly achieved. इसका एक बहुत बड़ा श्रेय जाता है the people she was surrounded with. The people, the friends whom she was surrounded with, the friends from army, they always were there as friends, family, guides, philosophers, and always told her, Himmat, we are all here. What she wanted? Only advice. Only advice. बाकी एक पेंसिल के दो हिस्से करके तो हमने बहुत सालों पढ़ाई करी. स्कर्ट छोटी हो गई, खोल ली. स्कर्ट फेड हो गई, डाई करा ली. Only thing that we could not take year after year was जूते छोटे हो जाते थे तो पैर में चुभते थे. But that is the strength of woman who says, you never call it quits. You never call it quits. And that is what we learned. So when I came into army, people looked, people sniggered. How will she be able to do it? How will lady officers be able to do it? But phir आई jung, 1999. And that is actually a turning point and a time of redemption. Where the commanding officer asks me, Yashika, if you want, I can send you to a peace location because you are already in the 3rd month of the pregnancy. And I say, no, sir. Please don't take it away from me. From academy, I have been trained as any other male officer. एक गोली, एक दुश्मन, मुझे भी सिखाया गया, sir. Please do not take it away. And God willing, that was a normal pregnancy. Had it been a medical pregnancy, things would have been different. Something with complications, but it was not. Now, imagine the battle scene. हमें गोलों की आवाजें आ रही हैं. Day after day, aircrafts upon aircrafts carrying soldiers from all parts of the country were landing on Leh airfield. Few were coming through the road route, few were coming from the air route. they were brought to our unit where we would equip them with special clothing. Now, what is special clothing? A clothing that withstands sub-zero temperatures, because the temperature can dip down to -25 and -30 in no time. Now, these clothings have to be given. Ammunition is to be given. All kinds of ammunition. They have to be prepared for the battle and sent ahead. Now, here, I'm talking only of the human angle here. I already had my 3-year-old son with me. It's like video game. Right? In video game, we get very happy जब आपके पास एक लेवल से ऊपर आप जाते हो. लेकिन जो जिंदगी का वीडियो गेम है ना, वो हमको उल्टा चाहिए. क्योंकि जब जिंदगी आपके लिए डिफिकल्टी लेवल टाइट करके ऊपर बढ़ाती है, then you want easier times. Let me tell you, the moment you hold the bull by the horns and say, I'm not going to give up, throw it at me. Throw whatever you challenges have. Bhejo. The thing that does not kill me makes me stronger. Now with this 3-year-old son that I have another difficulty level. My husband is sent to forward area to fight a battle. He was sent to Dras. Dras, if you Google, it is the second most coldest place in the world. Recorded temperature 1993, -60. That is where this battle of Batalik and battle of Tiger Hill was being fought. So as a wife, I'm thinking of my husband. As a 3-year-old, I am contemplating that since this is a battle zone, what if we are not alive at the end of it? So, what happens to this one? But when he asks, Mama, हम लड़ाई पे जा रहे हैं? And you say, हाँ, और हम जीतेंगे. So the child knew only one sentence, हम जीतेंगे. So now imagine, रात का टाइम है, इशू चल रहा है, यूनिट्स को हम इक्विप कर रहे हैं आगे बढ़ने के लिए. We were working round the clock. I remember for 7 straight days I did not go home. I was in my unit. 7 straight days in the same uniform. आप क्या खा रहे हैं, आप whether you are able to have a wink or not, nothing matters. So your pregnancy does not matter. There is no time to think of that. So this child is jumping, दौड़ रहा है, भाग रहा है. भैया आप लड़ाई के लिए जा रहे हो? That's what he's asking those jawans. भैया आप लड़ाई के लिए जा रहे हो? And looking from my office window, I'm seeing those jawans are picking him up, holding him close, giving him a tight hug, or just someone is ruffling his head, or someone is just looking at him, someone is just giving him a peck here, someone is just wiping tears. Probably through him, they are speaking to their kids back home, giving him that love which was reserved for their kids. That is battle. That is the human side. I do not know where they are. I do not know that out of 527, how many have we lost. But I know only one thing, कि उन्होंने जो मेरे बच्चे को आशीर्वाद दिए वो उसे आज भी लग रहे हैं. So thank you God. And thank you to those brave hearts. They do not think whether we are going to come back or not. They just do it. So this 3-year-old is with me and I am pregnant. Now as an officer, I am not only based at Leh. So I am moving around from Leh to Kargil. बीच में बहुत सारी जगह जंग हैं, बहुत सारी जगह हमारी बोफोर्स गन्स दंदना रही हैं. I have to be everywhere. Till front, we had many logistic support areas established. Now, where would I leave my child? We do not have any creche. Way back in 1999, in Leh and Ladakh, we did not have electricity. We only had electricity through generators. जो रात में जनरेटर आफ्टर 11 o'clock, even on a normal day, वो जनरेटर बंद हो जाता था. बट लड़ाई के टाइम पे आप क्या बोलते हो? That there should not be any visual target available for enemy fighter aircraft, even if it comes at night. So you are very clear that security is very important. All lights off after sundown. Where does this leave my little child? My husband is ahead. I am going to the forward area. What is my support system? My support system came from the women. Those Ladakhi laborers of the depot, they came forward. Madam, डरना नहीं, चिंता नहीं, ये इधर दे दो. And they took care of my child as their own. They put him to sleep, they fed him. Because I would go to Kargil 10 hours, going 10 hours, coming back. 2 days, 3 days, I'm out. I'm going from point to point. I'm seeing, as a logistics officer, what my duty is. But my support system, what I needed at that time, came from random women. So women have a very big power of helping each other when they can or when they want to. So my dears, be that support system for each other. Luckily, what I'm speaking about is a very extreme circumstance. You may not be put to it. But your challenges come from elsewhere. Your challenges come from fighting against that patriarchy. Fighting against that system which says you cannot do it. Fighting against so many things. So be strong. This generation demands it out of you. Out of wherever I have worked, I have found women have 2 problems only, basically. 2 problems. One is work-life family balance. Your own work always takes the back seat. पहले मैं ये कर लूं, फिर मैं करूंगी अपना काम. पहले मैं ये कर लूं, पहले मैं खाना दे दूं, पहले मैं बच्चों को देख लूं, let me spend some time with them, let me look at my husband's this thing, then I will work. Work-life family balance. Please know, all the young ones, please know, there is no golden formula. When you feel, where does work-life family balance come from? You think of me. In battle zone, where was my work-life family balance? Yet I prevailed. And today, if I am being invited here to speak with all of you, as a woman, it has come from how I juggled my work-life family balance. And second thing, the biggest challenge of women, forever and ever. Any guesses? Zero error syndrome. ये उसी का एक्सटेंशन है मैम जो आपने बोला है. लोग क्या कहेंगे इसलिए हमें गलती नहीं करनी. Because we have been conditioned in a way where self-doubt becomes a very big thing. Because we have not been given responsibilities from our young age. Men folk may get responsibilities. We have not been given responsibilities. So we grow up with a thought of self-doubt. And always in our lives, this self-doubt keeps becoming like a big problem. And so what do? Fear of taking decisions. Fear of judgment. Fear of लोग क्या कहेंगे? ये खराब हो गया तो, ये गलत हो गया तो. प्लीज एक आदमी ऐसा बता दो जिसने कभी गलती नहीं की. You tell me whether Sachin Tendulkar has had centuries in every match. Whether Virat Kohli has never been out on 0. Always made centuries. Always. Bumrah has always taken wickets. Always. PV Sidhu out ho gayi. Who was our biggest bet? Anything is possible. My dears, don't be so hard on yourself. It's okay. Sometimes that mediocrity will release you from this pressure of being Miss Know All, Be All, End All, Best of All. कोई medal नहीं दे रहा आपको. कोई नहीं दे रहा. और आप बहुत अच्छा करेंगी तो you remember Indra Nooyi's words. The woman who was CEO of PepsiCo for the longest time, her biggest regret is, I did not give time to my children. She was told, leave your crown in the garage when you come inside home. You are not going to wear the crown. Okay, ma'am, don't wear the crown. But in your heart, you never let it go askew. You keep that crown on inside your mind. You always have that thought, I am worth something in your own eyes. क्योंकि जब आपकी self worth खत्म हो जाती है तो सब कुछ खत्म हो जाता है. So you may fight, you may cry, you may grovel, जिसको हम बोलेंगे एकदम नाखून टूट गए, कोहनियों से खून निकल गया, सब कुछ होगा. But what responsibility you have as a woman? लोग क्या कहेंगे? Forget लोग क्या कहेंगे. लोगों ने किसी को नहीं बख्शा. And mind you, when people start talking about you, when people start trolling you, this means you have arrived. Right? When people say, "Arey Baba, kya boss hai wo, khatarnak, ekdam, she is devil of another kind." Then you say, "Yes." When my feet touch the ground in the morning, the devil says, "Oh shit, she's up." Be like that. Be like that. Be your own person. हमको फौज में सिखाते हैं, ready, aim, fire. I will tell you something totally different today. I will tell you, ready, fire, then aim. Because you keep aiming. You don't want to go askew. You keep aiming. You keep delaying decision making. और गाड़ी निकल जाती है. दोबारा बोलूंगी, फौज में हर 5वें राउंड के बाद एक राउंड आता है, जब हम फायरिंग करते हैं उसको कहते हैं ट्रेसर राउंड. वो राउंड सिर्फ रोशनी दिखाता है और कहां हिट कर रहा है. इट इज अ विजुअल फॉर एवरीवन हु इज फायरिंग. सो व्हेन यू फायर द ट्रेसर राउंड, यू नो कि ये कहां जा रहा है, एंड नेक्स्ट बुलेट यू एडजस्ट अकॉर्डिंगली. सो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू रेडी, fire, see where you have gone wrong, take the aim again, and then fire. Give yourself that freedom of committing a mistake. It's okay. It's okay. Take a deep breath. Don't be hard on yourself. There will be good decisions, there will be bad decisions. Remember, something that doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Always remember that. So you are all very smart women. I need not, give you lessons like that. But I just thought that I must share these things. 2 more things I would like to say, and then I will close my talk because I think I have overstepped my time. Whenever you are, and now this is a hack. This is a hack, right? And I feel that women must share hacks. Women must share their hacks, what we have learned over a period of time. There's a music here. Okay. I thought it's my time, it's my cue for a ramp walk. Okay. So this is a hack. When you are sitting in a meeting or when you are talking to someone one-to-one, people may say, or someone whom you are talking to may say something, give an input. And many times I have seen people who say, yeah, I know. Moment you say, I know, you are putting a barrier. What you can do is, you can just say, oh really? That is so good to know. That's good. You know something, no one can take that away from you. But don't put that barrier by saying, oh, I know. Second thing that I have seen many people, not women only, but men only, any questions? Any questions? At the end of a meeting, you will say, any questions? You in your heart is feeling, oh my God, I'm giving time to people to clarify their doubts. Any questions? But if you just phrase it like this, that I'll be happy to answer if there are any questions. It puts you in a more confident format rather than saying, Again, these learnings are from फौज, जहाँ पे सीनियर ऑफिसर मीटिंग लेते हैं और उसके एंड में कहते हैं कोई शक, and there better be none. So you change it and you say, are there any questions? I'll be happy to answer. Different type of leaderships. So there is a very brilliant story about leadership, again coming from military. So military mein, the food part is very Victorian, right? The officer mess are very Victorian, and there is a certain way in which you have your food. So if it is a breakfast time, I told this story last time also, so I'm going to repeat that story because it very beautifully tells the leadership styles. So when you are having food in an officer's mess, it's not like corporates where person can have a sandwich on the go and then just go to the office. नहीं, मैं नहीं थकी. मैं नहीं थकी. आप भूल रहे हैं, आप. Okay, but thank you. I appreciate the gesture. So बंदा जो है वो breakfast के लिए आया है. Morning there is PT. And after PT, there is office. In middle of it, there is a very little window to have breakfast. But this little window is not giving you that little window because there is a whole process that is there, right? So morning PT, you change quickly after shower and you come ready, come to officer's mess. So as you enter the officer's mess, you come, take your seat. So a mess waiter will come and mess waiter will ask you, how would you like your eggs, sir? Now, there are some people who, with very clipped accent, will say very clearly, I'll have 2 boiled eggs, or I'll have a poached egg. And so they will go. Waiter will go and bring that. This kind of leadership style, which is very clear, which is very on the spur, day after day, same order, the leadership style becomes the people who have same solution for most of the problems. The problem may be anything, the answer comes very tried and tested. The another style, someone will say, oh, I'll have a fried egg. And just as the waiter is about to move, no, make that omelette. Now the waiter knows, abhi isko ye bhi final nahi hai. So he is loitering around. The person will say, okay, you make it fried egg. Waiter still knows. Okay, make that single fry. Okay, sir. Now he knows it's a single fry. What is the leadership style? You are continuously changing your decisions. And mind you, your profits will be lower. Your subordinates will be not happy with you. Your manpower will have an irritating time. You will lose your resources. Third style. There's a person who is telling you, what kind of egg will you have? So he says, oh, I'll have an Eggs Benedict. Now the waiter says, sir, the chef does not know how to make Eggs Benedict. क्योंकि हमारे फौजी कुक जो है वो कभी त्रिपुरा के जंगल में खाना पका रहे हैं, कभी हैदराबाद के कोई बड़े ऑफिस मेस में पका रहे हैं. So they keep moving. They will give you a good diet, but they may not be Eggs Benedict sometimes. So this person will say, oh, whosoever made him a chef don't even know how to make an Eggs Benedict? Okay, get me a single fry. Okay, sir. What is the leadership style? You have given a decision without even knowing resources at hand. Your leadership style is far moved from reality. You will not progress. Another leadership style. Oh, what are the others having? What are the others having? Sir, others are having omelette. Okay, I'll have an omelette too. What is the leadership style? Very democratic. What others are having? Your peers are going to love you. Your subordinates are going to love you because you are going to gel very well with them. But you will not produce results. So there are so many styles. And remember, whenever you have breakfast, remember that is the first decision of the day that you are taking. So when you begin your day, that first decision is extremely important. As women, you are asking everyone, what will you have, what will you have, what will you have, what will you have, what will you have? Never lose your style. Never lose your style. So there are various leadership styles. Women as leaders always do well. We've got amazing EQ. Our emotional quotient is very high. But the other thing is, we need to prove ourselves. Women always have a sense of, what do you say? I do not belong here. How do we give decision to men? देखो अगर इसको कर सकते हो ऐसा तो हो पाएगा? ट्राई करना. अरे परेशानी तो आपको हो रही है, पर थोड़ा सा एक बार और करके देखो ना. We say these words. Not only to the people whom we are paying, we even say this to the auto wala. भैया थोड़ा मुश्किल तो होगा, पर थोड़ा सा और आगे तक ले जा सकते हो, यहाँ तो बहुत पानी भरा हुआ है, थोड़ा और आगे. Be very clear. I'm not saying be rude. What I'm saying is, when you are a leader, you speak like a leader. You speak the language of a leader. You speak as if there is no confusion in your head. Don't be like a single fry and then an omelette and then it goes to a double fry and then you finally you say, "Log kya kha rahe hain bhai, wahi le aao." Right? So there are many stories. I can regale you with stories, but I think this is my time to say goodbye to all of you. There is, I had thought of telling you war ki kahaniyan, jang ki kahaniyan. Okay. This is where my heart comes from. This is where my heart comes from. And this is a leadership style that will go in this. So I'm going to tell you a story of a Naga warrior by the name Captain Nikezaku Kengruse. Name little difficult to pronounce because he comes from Nagaland. So he got into army. After lot of trials, he tried to give entrance exam for NDA after 12th, could not clear. He tried to do it after college, 1 attempt, 2 attempt. Finally, when he got clear in NDA, IMA, and cleared, joined his unit was sent to Kargil. Now, Kargil की लड़ाई को समझने के लिए सिर्फ इतना जरूरी है that it was a battle of access of maintenance. That is how important logistics are. नीचे हमारा नेशनल हाईवे 1 अल्फा जा रहा था, जिसके ऊपर कई प्रोमिनेंट जगहों पर दुश्मन ने हाइट्स के ऊपर कब्जा कर लिया था. They were not allowing our vehicles to move. They wanted to choke Indian army from all resources so that they can take over Siachen, they can take over Kashmir, Ladakh. So it was basically an axis of maintenance. We had to work hard कि हमारे ऊपर जितने भी दुश्मनों की posts हैं उसको हम हटा सकें. So one such target that was given to Nikezaku Kengruse and his team was Clef Black Rock. Now Clef Black Rock was a steep. This is 90 degree, that is around 70 degree gradient. And it was absolutely smooth face. Absolutely smooth face. Nikezaku Kengruse was leading his Ghatak platoon. What is Ghatak platoon? There are various tests that during training army personnels are put to. It can be running, it can be living off the land, it can be firing, it can be unarmed combat, map reading. There are so many things. Basically survival. और जो सबसे बढ़िया 20 से 25 लड़के होते हैं यूनिट के, they form part of Ghatak platoon. Nikezaku Kengruse was leading the Ghatak platoon. Now you just imagine, it was the unit of Rajputs, Rajputana rifles, Rajasthan के रण बांकुरे लंबे लंबे 6-6 फीट के. And he is a Naga warrior, the headhunters whose ancestors would cut off the necks of the enemies and display them as trophies. Imagine पाकिस्तान की कोई बिसात नहीं थी उस दिन की वो हमारे सामने खड़े हो जाएं. This team of Rajasthan के रणबांकुरे moving on ahead in dead of the night and being led by this Naga warrior. They moved towards the mission. It was dead of the night because it is battle scene, and the darkness gives us some cover. As we know, Leh Ladakh, there is no plant cover, there is no shrub cover, nothing. जैसे जैसे आगे बढ़ते गए वैसे वैसे चढ़ाई और कठिन होती गई. Now in that area, since it is all sandy, there are a lot of small pebbles. तो एक पैर यहां पड़े तो मिट्टी ऐसे नीचे जा रही थी. Now since it was the time of battle zone, the enemy was also very alert. तो जहां से उसको आवाज आई एनिमी को, हल्की सी मूवमेंट आई, उसने जनरल एरिया में एक अपने गन का बर्स्ट फायर ओपन कर दिया. सो इट वाज जस्ट लाइक, उसमें से एक बुलेट चट्टान को लगी, पत्थर को लगी, और उसका एक स्प्लिंटर उड़कर आया, एंड इट हिट कैंगरूसे ऑन हिज स्टमक. Now, anyone who knows what is a splinter injury, it is much more painful than a straight bullet injury because it goes like this. The jagged metal goes inside your body and ruptures so many vital organs. So his intestines were damaged और खून निकलने लगा. But he did not know. That was the adrenaline, right? So he's moving on ahead. So one of his jawans said, साहब, आपके पेट से खून बह रहा है. And he said, कोई बात नहीं, मैं बेल्ट जरा कस के बांधता हूं. He did not tell them. It was easy for him to say, okay, you guys move on. But that is not how Indian Army leadership is about. The officer will never say, तुम आगे चलो मैं आता हूं. Officer will always say, मेरे पीछे आओ, follow me. That is the leadership lesson. Come what may, follow me. I will lead you. So he moved on ahead. अब इनका नाम इतना मुश्किल था कि थोड़े से राजस्थानियों को मुश्किल हो रही थी नीखे जाखू कैंगरू से बोलने में. तो उनके राजस्थानी सिपाहियों ने उनको बड़े प्यार से एक नाम दिया था, नींबू साहब. They would call him नींबू साहब. अब नींबू साहब आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, पीछे पीछे जवान बढ़ रहे हैं. When they come to that cleft and they have to climb it, so Kangaroo says, I will go first. I will climb. Now he's addressing his jawans at the base of that. So 25 जवान बैठे हैं, उनकी तरफ देख रहे हैं. He's standing and addressing them. And all in hushed tone. So he says, Jess, आपने इसका वॉल्यूम बढ़ाया? Okay. So he said, मैं ऊपर बढ़ूंगा, रस्सा बांधूंगा, and I will drop that rope. You all will climb on that rope and we will decimate the enemy who is at the top. दुश्मन की एक MMG पोस्ट ऊपर थी, that is मीडियम मशीन गन पोस्ट, जिससे वो उस पूरे रास्ते को, जो नेशनल हाईवे 1 अल्फा है, they were firing non-stop on that and not allowing our army to move. लड़ाई जीतने के लिए क्लेफ ब्लैक रॉक के ऊपर कब्जा करना बहुत जरूरी था. ठीक है, अब सांप के पेट से खून बह रहा है, लेकिन सांप कह रहा है मैं ही आगे जाऊंगा. साहब इज नागा हेड हंटर, साहब इज घातक प्लेटून कमांडर. सो ही स्टार्ट्स क्लाइंबिंग. नाउ यू इमेजिन दैट नाइट, जून की वो रात थी. वैसे जून का महीना गर्म होता है, लेकिन उस दिन वहां टेम्परेचर -10 था. कैंगरू से जैसे ही चढ़ने लगे, वो इतना स्लिपरी था दैट देयर वाज नो होल्ड. हिज फिंगर्स कुड नॉट फाइंड अ होल्ड, हिज फीट कुड नॉट फाइंड अ फुट होल्ड, एंड ही केप्ट स्लिपिंग. टाइम निकलते जा रहा है. वी डोंट वांट टू लूज दैट क्लाउड कवर ओवर स्काई. वी हैव टू गो अप. टाइम इज एट प्रीमियम एंड वी कैनॉट रिपीट इट. इट हैज टू बी वन शॉट करेक्ट. See the leadership lessons that I'm telling you here. Now, when we talk of out of box thinking, there is a concept about thinking. You think a solution of a problem. There is another concept that says out of box thinking. There is a third concept which says erase the box. Erase the box and now think. Nikezaku Kenguruse had to solve this problem in that sub-zero temperature with a bleeding stomach. He took off his shoes. He took off his socks. Why? क्योंकि नागालैंड के जंगलों में बचपन में जब वो पेड़ों पे चढ़ते थे तो उन्होंने देखा था कि नंगे पैर से ग्रिप बहुत अच्छी बनती है. And that is a lesson he used here. So he started to climb. Now imagine when he's climbing right with his nose on the cliff. So his hands are getting bloodied, his elbows are getting bloodied, his knees are, the uniform is torn from there, but he's finding a grip and he's climbing. And he's climbing. एक तरफ उनकी राइफल थी, एक तरफ रॉकेट लॉन्चर था. He had his commando dagger at the back and he was climbing up with all that weight. Plus, there was a trail on the snow जो उस चट्टान के ऊपर थी क्योंकि उनका खून लगते जा रहा था. He kept climbing on that. As he reached the top, he tied the rope, gave it a jerk so that his men know that the rope is tied. And there this god of war stood. He took out his rifle and he started firing at the people. Now Pakistanis were there. They had their bunkers and their posts. He killed one person. He killed second person. Enemy was also firing. Finally, he took out his rocket launcher. And boom! That rocket launcher took care of one bunker. And second bunker. And third bunker. Nikhe Zaku Kengurse that night was the god of war. Imagine him standing there all bloodied and taking on enemy. And finally, he took out his commando knife and lopped off the heads of the enemy who were coming. Finally, a volley of automatic weapon came from the enemy side and like hundreds of bullets in a minute. And such was the impact that his body was lifted from the ground, came into the air and went deep inside a crevice. Just at this time, his घातक platoon came up. वैसे तो उन्होंने कुछ छोड़ा नहीं था उनके लिए, but whatever was left, Nikhe Zaku Kenguruse's death was perfectly avenged when our Rajasthanis, our Ranbankuras from the Rajarif killed each Pakistani soldier there and put the Tiranga. लोग थे वो अभिमानी, तो ये भूल न जाओ उनको, इसलिए कही ये कहानी. ये कहानियां कहना बहुत जरूरी है कि जब तिरंगा लगाया, those jawans saluted and their message was taken through that howling wind of the night that said, Nibu Saab, ye aapki jeet hai. Nikhe Zaku Kengurse was awarded Mahavir Chakra. The only person from Nagaland to get Mahavir Chakra. This bravery constantly inspires us. How to go beyond. How to be a role model from your own people. How to have confidence in yourself. How to have a mind that thinks even in middle of a crisis. So you have solution 1 and solution 2 and solution 3. We have endless stories. We have Paramveer Chakra Manoj Pandey, who when taking the enemy's bunker, there were 3 bunkers on top. He took one bunker single-handedly. He took second bunker. When he went to the third bunker, the enemy shot at him, point blank. The bullet came and hit on his forehead. You know what were his last words? His last words are a masterclass on communication. Last words of Manoj Pandey. He was leading his men of 111 Gorkha rifles. And his last words to his Nepali men were, ना छोड़नू, यानी छोड़ना नहीं. वो लड़का जो लखनऊ से आता था, जिसके आखिरी वर्ड्स उसकी मदर टंग में होने चाहिए थे, वो मरते मरते आखिरी सेंटेंस अपने जवानों को उनकी लैंग्वेज में देके जाता है. एंड अ क्लियर इंस्ट्रक्शन, नो सिंगल फ्राई ऑमलेट, double fry, maybe, whatever others are getting. No! A clear instruction. Na chodanu. Chodana nahi. And you know what his men did? When their ammunition got over, they took out their khokris. And 6 feet के पठानों को ये 4 feet के लड़कों ने मार गिराया. Their commanding officer, Colonel Lalit Rai, who was in charge of the training when I was in academy. I am so lucky to have been trained under such a warrior. He tells this story of the Khalubar and he says, वो रात full moon night थी. और हमारे जो जवान आगे बढ़ते जा रहे थे, छोटे छोटे गुरखा, और बोलते जा रहे हैं, जय महाकाली आयो गोरखाली, जय महाकाली आयो गोरखाली. पाकिस्तानियों की, it is enough to put fear into the hearts of the enemy, and then they take out their khukris. And he says that in that full moon night, वो खुखरियां चमक रही थी. I can never forget, Yashika, what was that night when I saw the heads of Pakistanis rolling on the mountain top. Last week, I was in Kargil War Memorial. I looked at that mountain, the Tolo Link. I looked at Tiger Hill, and I remembered a sentence that was given by one of our generals who said, inch by inch, we have taken back this land with our blood. So if you squeeze this mud, you will see that blood comes out. That is what Indian Army has done. And I'm so proud to belong to this organization. Thank you very much. I can go on and on with stories. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. For me was many times like remembering my father's body coming. And I wanted to do everything.
Just giving a minute. I know how emotional it is for all of us. Thank you, Captain Yashika Tyagi, for a profoundly inspiring session on courage under fire. Your remarkable experiences and insights have shed light on the essence of true bravery and perseverance. Your stories remind us that courage and leadership are not just about facing danger, but about standing firm in our values and commitments, even when the odds are against us. Your words have truly inspired us all. Thank you. The floor is now open for question and answers. Please keep the questions precise and only one question per person, please.
Hats off to you, ma'am. Great salutations to you. It's really indeed a privilege that we could hear you and see you also physically and experience all the experiences that you have gone through. It's a very odd question though, but why did you retire? Why can't you continue? Why can't you be a woman, be a chief of army on the India's map?
You know, it's actually that Pagli Rulaigi Kya moment.
We need women like you, ma'am. This, you know, we have. I'm sorry to say, I know I'm from the army background
What
too.
you are saying is something. See, back in those days, when girls were newly inducted, it was not a permanent commission for girls. It was 5 years करो, फिर इसके आगे देखते हैं. So 5 years के बाद और 5 साल. अच्छा और कर लिया, चलो देखें और 4 साल. So what happens is, and there's a logic to it, because Indian Army is a 1 million strong army, and we cannot take any decision that we have to roll back. So every decision, a big decision like this, bringing girls into army, it is actually a very new and a very, what do you say, breaking the stereotypes decision. So nobody wanted to make it permanent to begin with, and then find out that, oh no, this decision was not right. Now what will happen? So there will be court cases, there will be difficult for girls to, you know, accept the decision. So what Indian Army did, they started taking girls for a limited time. So if you perform, how are your reports, how have you done, then give them another few more years, then see how they are doing. So it so happened that when I was in army, I took extension, but then they were still not making it permanent. They were not making it permanent. And believe you me, it's till date, it remains the saddest day of my life. My last day of uniform, my last day of uniform, I met such generous people. I was in one of the missile depots. That was my last posting. And when I went to my commanding officer and I saluted him and I said, "Sir, today is my last day." And he looked at me and he said, since I was newly posted to that, he said, and in a missile depot, it's a very classified area. Even the officers who are posted inside cannot go to all the places and see, because it is very, very classified. And he said, "You have not been inside the missile depot." I said, "No, sir, I don't have that classification clearance." He said, "Sit, let me take you." So he drove the gypsy, made me sit in front, took me inside the missile depot, showed me the Gaganyaan of my times. I still thank him for that, because of the words that he said, that from tomorrow you will not be an officer serving, and as a lady wife you will again never be able to come inside here. So this is our gift to you. And he made me see that location, which I am sure no one has the clearances to see that of that time. So जब मैं घर आई तो I told my driver, I said, "You keep driving. I don't want to go home. You just keep driving." So he kept the vehicle around, क्योंकि मुझे पता था मैं घर पहुंचूंगी तो मेरे को वर्दी निकालनी पड़ेगी. मेरे को वर्दी नहीं निकालनी थी, because since childhood I wanted to wear a uniform, and finally it was being snatched from me in a way that I did not want to. It was not my choice, it was thrust upon me. That to make that decision was not my first choice. So I kept hugging my uniform in the back of the car and kept rocking and kept crying and kept crying. And, kept touching it. और फिर ऐसे 2-2.5 घंटे निकल गए. And then driver said, "मैडम अभी तो घर जाना ही पड़ेगा." मैं कहा चलो. और बस मैं घर पहुंची and I had to take the uniform off. And that was also the time when I was actually battling postpartum depression. And that was also the time when my uniform was taken away. So I think I was in it was the worst time of my life, when I was mentally very, very down. And I started self-doubting myself, thinking that कहीं मैं फौज में ऐसे फ्लूक से तो नहीं आ गई थी. Do I have it in me that I can do something? So yeah, I wish. And so जो खून पसीना हमने दिया है, जो हमारी जनरेशन ने दिया, you see the girls that now it is permanent commission. Now girls are not just into army, they are also commanding their units. They are getting permanent commission. Now it's not only Officers Training Academy but also NDA. And very soon, I always say these sentences that Bhagwan mere ko wo din zinda rakhna, when I see the girls commanding nuclear submarine of Indian Navy, when I see a full squadron of Rafales being driven by flying, being flown by women fighter pilots, may it be a complete squadron of tanks, the T-72s that is being taken by the girls, all driving it. I want to live to that day to see Siachen Glacier में एक पूरी post लड़कियों की हो. And I'm very sure that that day is not far. Girls are doing amazingly well. लेकिन वही है, वो कहते हैं ना, हम लाए हैं तूफान से कश्ती निकाल के, इस देश को रखना मेरे बच्चों संभाल के. It is that moment.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
आपने जो सवाल पूछा बहुत मेरे, it's core of my heart actually. Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Hats off to your mom, especially
Yes.
to bring such a nice officer. I just ask you one thing. Did you ever face death in your life, and what goes behind that? How you face that situation, and what goes behind that mind, that how you'll come out of the situation? On
See,
the back
I
of-
saw death very clearly. My father, because life started with seeing my father's death. Mind you, it is you are rudderless, and your life can rock any which ways. And at that point of time, as a child, I still remember. Say my mother is sleeping, लेटी हैं. She would have to be given pills to sleep because she could not even sleep. She would faint. She had very difficult times coming to terms that my father is no more. And so many times, if my mother is resting, I would go and look at her. That I hope she's not dead. That fear of losing another parent. And I think I was very selfish. I kept thinking, what will happen to us if she dies? What will happen to us? So, keeping mother alive was our survival. You know? It is. So, my mother always said one thing, that never forget whose daughters you are. Never forget. Always keep remembering whose daughter you are, so you are always doing well. So, I think kudos to my mother, who did not let that insecurity or fear of losing father come to us negatively. Rather, she turned it into something of a strength. That your father, who was your father? Your father's a martyr. So you have to be his daughters. So handling his death, I think the way my mother handled it completely turned the tide and made her also. See, when she is speaking those words, it's a mirror image. It's going inside her also. जब आप किसी को हिम्मत दिलाते हो तो वो हिम्मत आपके अंदर भी आती है. और वो हिम्मत, we saw the transformation from that weak woman who was crying all the time. She became strong. Now when she speaks to me about मेरा mutual fund का वो जाना है, मेरा ये करना है, then I say, oh my God, you are like one hell of a person. And she says that जब पैसे की जरूरत थी तब पैसे थे नहीं बेटा. अब पैसे की जरूरत नहीं है, अब बहुत पैसे हैं. So for us, death was more of a survival. And as an army person, I have seen many, many deaths of many, many close friends. In this Kargil only, I have lost so many friends. And as officer, I had to attend funerals of the Jawans who were cremated. So you imagine, I once told my commanding officer that, sir, हमारे में ना जब लड़कियां प्रेग्नेंट होती हैं, लेडीज प्रेग्नेंट होती हैं, तो वो फ्यूनरल में नहीं जाती. तो ही सेड, अगर तुमको ऐसा नॉर्मल लड़की बनना है ना, तो तुम घर जाओ. I said, नहीं sir, I am only telling you. He said, as a army officer, you forget about this. So I would be standing there, and if you see, Ladakhi cremations are very different because there is not enough wood. So they keep adding wood on as required basis. So, but you have to stand there and you have to salute the martyr and feel that they have given their life for a bigger thing. So for me, death comes from a strength point of honor, courage. That is death for me. There was an officer who was part of Kargil war, and he got devastatingly injured. But he did not die. He survived all those wounds. And he told me, and we were talking, and he said, Yashika, my biggest fear is, or my biggest sadness is that I survived. Had I died, it would have been a death of glory. अब मैं बीमारी से मरूंगा, एक्सीडेंट में मरूंगा, ऐसे ही मरूंगा, इसमें क्या ग्लोरी है? वो डेथ मुझे टच करके चली गई. I wish it had embraced me. So my death would have been a death of glory. I would have been alive forever. So that's a different take to death. तो वो सोचना भी अपने में एक अलग चीज है. So,
Any more questions?
no, you don't say that.
Sorry.
I'll be happy to answer if there are any questions.
Captain Yashika is will be very happy to answer any more questions.
I belong to Uttarakhand. I am an Indian. I will always say I am an Indian, but now I am staying at Uttarakhand. Yes. My Nanaji was from Tihri Gadwal, my Dadaji was from Pauri Gadwal. We are at Dehradun now.
Okay, great. I am also from there.
Oh,
I
wonderful.
was born in Dehradun.
Wonderful, ma'am. We'll have a conversation after this.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
A big salute to you and to every single soldier,
Yes.
every single individual who's out there protecting us. I just wanted to ask you something. It may sound silly. Did you never think even once, मेरी family का क्या होगा, मेरा क्या होगा? Let me just turn back. Did it ever occur to you? Because
मैम आपने जो बोला ना मेरे को पहले उससे एक शिकायत है आपसे.
हाँ जी.
Never say that this question is silly.
No, not for that. Because today I think we look at ourselves in a different perspective in relation to that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
Ma'am,
it from that point of view.
I never felt, strangely, this thought never
Never
came to my mind that I should not do A thing or B thing, or my family requires me more. When my commanding officer said that we can get you posted to a peace location because of your health condition, my only thought was, my mother will kill me.
Mother's
My
fear.
mother will kill me. Because my father had fought 62 war, 65 war, 1971 war. He led his men into the war. And his daughter is saying कि मुझसे नहीं हो पाया. तो वो जो उनका सेंटेंस था, never forget whose daughter you are, is that thought, it did not allow that thought, ma'am, to come inside my mind. And I thank God, and I always feel that when we are for a higher cause, which when we are thinking beyond our own physical realm of things, तो ऊपर वाला हमको रास्ता दिखाता है और वो हमको ऐसे प्लेस करते जाता है जहाँ हम अपना बेस्ट देते जाते हैं, और वो है ध्यान रखने के लिए. माने वन ऑफ द रेडियो चैनल्स नेम्ड मी वॉरियर 2.5. They said you were one warrior, you had your 3-year-old with you, and that 0.5 who was not even a full entity. So he is 0.5. So I really feel that yes, it was that power of, especially that 0.5, who kept me on that. और मैं भूल गई थी, मैं एक टाइम पे मैं भूल गई थी कि मैं प्रेग्नेंट हूँ. And if I can just tell you, the high altitude pregnancy is very different. High altitude pregnancy is not like a normal pregnancy, because आपको प्लेन एरिया में बोलेंगे आप आयरन टैबलेट्स खाइए, आप आयरन रिच डाइट खाइए, आप खजूर खाइए, पालक खाइए, whatever, so that your iron, folic acid requirements are met. In high altitude, they will tell you not to have any iron rich diet, because your body needs oxygen to convert it, and there is no oxygen. So you may self-abort the baby, or your baby may be born with some brain issue, some problem, because तो खाना क्या खाना है वहाँ ये भी नहीं पता था, because I was the first woman in high altitude. So there was no gynecologist in our military hospitals. तो वो बस ऐसे ही भगवान के सहारे ही हो गया. Ma'am, body is very adaptable. But having said that, I always feel that it was so nice that I was there 2 years before the battle started. I was posted to high altitude in the year 1997. So by the year my pregnancy came, my body was tuned to that. But still, I am not a Ladakhi woman. Genetically, I am not, tuned to that. It was only how my body had adapted. And I think by the grace of God, all went well. And
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you,
A
ma'am.
few more words for inspiration. I think all of us are going to get very inspired today and go back.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, yes.
The whole session. So thank you so much for this. जैसे एक मूवी का डायलॉग है ना मैडम, like when death stands in front of me, I want to look eye to eye, never lower my eye. Your stories were like that. So once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for kind of telling all the stories and motivating all the ladies here. And my question is, are we doing enough for the martyr widows? Are there enough facilities? What is it happening there?
I am a child of that. I come from that fraternity. I don't think in my life, I would have been even sitting here had it not been, had my father not been from this fraternity of Indian Armed Forces. I don't think. Because there is one thing that your finances are taken care of, in the sense, the war widows, whom we call Veer Naris, they are, their pensions, their finances, the aids that they get, all that is taken care of. I mean, I would like to share with all of you that if it is a battle casualty or a war casualty, died in operation, then till the time that person had to serve. For example, this man, this person is of 30 years of age and he lays down his life for the nation. Then the retirement age is 54 years. So he gets his full pension, his family gets his full salary till the time his retirement age was to be there. So that way, army takes care of the finances. Secondly, at various levels, we have got redressals. Suppose you have any problem, so there is, various levels from unit level till army headquarter level. For women, there is a different organization called Army Wives Welfare Association that takes care of women. It is Asia's biggest NGO. There are a lot of rehabilitation aids that are given, scholarships given to the children. But something that surpasses everything is that army says, you are the family. I will give you a very small example. Last, this 16th of July, I came back from a car rally of Mahindra's, and from there we had done from border to border. So we've driven from Tanot, that is 20 kilometers from western border, and driven till Kargil War Memorial. So it was celebrating 25 years of Kargil. So in that car rally, there was one Veer Nari, one young lady who had lost her husband in a chopper crash, an operational death. Now, as this car rally was passing through Pathankot, this lady was, actually there was a lot of media traveling with us. So she was sitting in a Thar and her interview was going on. And as we neared Pathankot, the lady started getting very anxious. And she said, this was the area where I lost my husband. So she was her state of mind was quite, she started crying and had tears in her eyes because she was reliving the happy times that she had with her husband there. And just then on the walkie-talkie, there was a message that Radha Sharma's vehicle may leave the convoy, and because there are some people waiting to meet her at falana location. So she was also surprised. But when the vehicle reached there, her husband's entire unit was standing there. Commanding officer, all officers, jawans, ladies, they had arranged for a tea there right on the roadside, highway के side में. कि ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता था कि आप यहां से निकले और आपको हम मिले नहीं. Just imagine, today when I was going out to Anagha's, I received a phone call, another 7-8 days or so, I am going to go to Chennai for an event, and I received a phone call from my father's regiment, whose one officer is in Chennai, and he says, I have heard that you are coming to Chennai, so we have to meet. People are, you are family. You are family for life. So this is how army takes care of its own.
Good evening, Yashika. Thanks a lot. It was so nostalgic hearing from you and being from OTA. It's really wonderful having met you today.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. It's an honor. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You told a story which, we reached Kargil. I was just seeing the Naga warrior going up, and I know I'm going to dream of it. I'm just curious to know about your 1.5. Are they also in the army now?
Well, ouch moment hai ye. my elder son was very Joshila to join army, but you see how army standards are. He could not clear the cut for NDA, so he's not in. Then he did engineering, and he came to a different domain. So his army dream is, and it is a very sour point with him. So that is the biggest minus, that thought that will stay with him throughout his life, that he could not join army despite best efforts. And I'm so glad that army creates its standards. So they will not waver for anyone. My younger one has completed his BBA LLB, and he wishes to join it as a JAG branch officer, that is Judge Advocate General, that is lawyers in Indian Armed Forces. So let us see how it pans out.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I now request Senior Vice Chairperson Pratibha Kunda to deliver the vote of thanks. Good evening, everyone. After that powerful speech, I think I can just let that stories resonate with all of us, with each one of you. Today, we had an immense honor of being inspired by Captain Yashika Hatwal Tyagi, a pioneering veteran of Indian Army. On behalf of Flow Hyderabad and Chairperson Priya Gazdar, I extend our deepest gratitude to Captain Yashika Tyagi for sharing your extraordinary journey and invincible fighter spirit with us. Your story of overcoming every situation and emerging your stronger each time serves as a powerful reminder that challenges keep coming in life, but our inner strength is greater. Your remarkable achievements in Indian Army are profoundly moving and inspiring. Your resilience and outlook encourages all to rise above our obstacles with courage and determination. And your life journey will resonate with us forever, ma'am. And your breakfast order will make sure we remember it every day. And we can listen to your stories all day also, ma'am. So we thank our audience for their participation and engagement throughout the event. A special note of appreciation goes to our past chairs for their unwavering support and the events team for their meticulous effort in organizing this gathering. We are grateful for the support from our sponsors, Platinum sponsors, Tira by Tibarumas, Initiative sponsor, McLean Group, Gold sponsor, Oro Jewels, Silver sponsor, Krishna Jewels, Pearls and Gems, and creative partner, RBC Worldwide. And I would like to thank our Flow Kokilas for the day, Gayatri Rao, Ms. Vandana Shetty, Ananda, UVL, Archana Bhagat, Shachi Maheshwari, and our musicians, Satish ji on keyboard and Umesh ji on tabla. And feel free to join us in the musical performance which is going to continue now, and to raise the collective spirit of our country, followed by high tea. Thank you.